Well, I really asked that. Somehow I'm actually travelling down the right direction. I don't know how, because it's just a fluke. It really is. I've got no idea. These narrow pathways. It's not as bad as Portugal though, because they've got this polished sort of tiles on the ground, and it slips. It's really dangerous. These are fairly well worn. They might have been just as bad when they were new, but yeah, it's not a great design. Not for practical purposes. Again, the aesthetics are good, but that's it. So, you know, somehow I seem to be going down the right way. Oh, we are close to the, yeah, I can see where we are now. This is a different way that I went. Oh no, actually I did come down here, I remember this. So this is the road, you just got to keep going up. I veered off to the wrong direction, that's what I did wrong. I went left rather than right. That's always a bad idea, especially in politics. Had to have that dig. I'm running the gamut of customer service in this country. At the tapas bar, it was excellent and really, really friendly people. Not a problem. I actually got one-to-one conversation because it was so quiet with the proprietor's son. He seemed like a really nice guy. Then I come back to Mass Supermercado, and the usual, she wouldn't even look at me. I wanted to say hola, she wouldn't even give me a chance to because she wouldn't even look at my face. I mean, that's just pathetic. A woman should not be dealing with the public. Whereas, again, Carafa Express around the corner, the people are really nice there. So there's no excuse, just no excuse. And she said hola to the next customer. I mean, it's like she's got it in for me. It's happened a couple of times there. I don't know what I've done wrong. Just living, I guess. It just pisses me off when you get such poor customer service. So, I mean, she might not be getting paid a lot, but it'd make her job a lot easier too if she was more pleasant to customers. They'd respond as well. But she wants to be a grumpy SOB, fine. Maybe somehow I gave her tell I was a foreigner and she just hates foreigners. Who knows what it is. But it's not typical here, thank God. Exception rather than the rule. But she's certainly consistent. So I'll be going back there because I've got to get my my spinach, but I will not be enjoying the customer service or non-customer service experience. Yeah, here's my my salad, my daily salad that I make up. It's got tomatoes, really tasty tomatoes, olives, a mixture of greens with spinach, and a green mixture of some other leaves. I'm not quite sure what they are, but they're all good for you. And I cover the whole thing with a crap load of olive oil. And yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. And it saves me money, and it's so easy to prepare. Why would I bother ordering it at a tapas place? It's crazy. Because you can do that, but mainly tapas places don't have this sort of food in any case. So I think it's a good balance if you're travelling to have some really healthy food like this. And they also go out and indulge in the tapas bars, which could lead to a bit more socialisation. Although I haven't had much luck in that respect so far. I was hoping it'd be more social, but considering most of the patrons are Spanish and they don't really speak English, it's a bit difficult. I had my best conversation today with the person serving because he was the son of the proprietor and he spoke perfectly good English. He was great. But that's the exception rather than the rule. Oh, it's about 20 past 8 at night, and you can see there's still plenty of light out here. That's a place just next door, actually. I don't know what it is. Some sort of a restaurant, presumably, but I'm going to go off to... This will be my first return trip to a tapas bar. I'm going to go to Casa Morales, and
and just see what it's like at night, because every other time I've been flaked. I actually did flake out this afternoon after I came back from the other tapas bar, which was, you know, quite successful visit that, because glad I found the place for one. I find that incredible. But the other thing is that it really is as good value as they say. But it's a very old school traditional place, and nothing fancy about it. And Cafe Morales is a bit, oh sorry, Casa Morales is like that too. It's not really flashy. It's beautiful weather at the moment, so look at that sun going down. It's really nice. So yeah, it's good I'm finally out and about this time of day. It's been ridiculous that I've been snoozing, but yep, finally kept myself awake, and there's still a few people around. It's still light. I've had a couple of people mention to me about staying safe, and I mean, it's always something you should think about when you're travelling. But I did actually, on that particular topic, I did actually see someone speaking to a couple of local cops just down in the main strip earlier today. I don't know what happened, of course, but they were Spanish speakers, so they could have been tourists.
Just so you know.
Who knows? I don't know what the details were, but oh, there's a cop car there. So there you go. Yeah, they're out and about. So I guess it's potentially a high crime area. This is sort of tourist central, which is good in a way compared to the other place I went to. The only locals only speak Spanish. If I was just a fluent Spanish speaker, it wouldn't be an issue, but they were just older locals at this other place. Whereas here at Casa Morales, there's much more chance of meeting fellow travellers and English speakers, so it does have that advantage. And it's nice to show you guys the city at night. I feel fine. I mean, I certainly haven't had any lack of sleep over the last few days. We should be getting pretty close now. That should be, actually, that's it there, I think. Pretty sure that's it. Yep. Yeah, it's very close. So this is the exterior, and I'll just pop in and just get some tapas. Actually, it's not that busy. Not busy at all. Okay, well, less so than during the day. This is what they call a stew, apparently. The stew I wanted, it wasn't actually on the menu at the moment. So I've got this one, and the ubiquitous chips are there. So, yeah, but actually I just had a bite of it, it's quite nice. Oh, the stew was quite nice. Really been slow cooked, you could tell it just fell off. There's a huge hunk of it though, than me. I mean, I've got to say, it's pretty good value. It was $5.30 all up, 5.3 euros, and it was reasonably good value. Both of the tapas meals today I've had have been good, really good. But then again, they're places that aren't flashy, and yeah, I was surprised to see it wasn't that busy, but it might build up in a couple of hours. Just before midnight, and Spaniards are notorious for late nighters. So I was speaking to English couple. That was quite good. No, could have a chat with them, and it's a bit difficult with the waiting staff. Generally, they don't want to converse in English, or they're too busy, or a combination of the two. So yeah, it was nice to just have a chat with a couple of visiting English people who weren't. The two taboo subjects apparently were the cricket and Brexit. They're the subjects you don't talk about to Englishmen these days, which I can understand. So yeah, there you go. There's a bit of a sunset in Seville. And that's one of the local buses. There's a few different routes, and C5 is one of them. There's a C1, 2, 3, 4, presumably. and they take designated routes, but that's like a minibus version. Didn't know that. Like I say, I haven't been out at night. It's really balmy. It's actually quite nice to walk around. I might just have a bit of a walk before I go back into the apartment. Yeah, it's a very attractive city. I've had more than enough food today. It's really, and thank God I had the. This place is doing well. Good thing I had that salad to make up for the lack of greens I've had at the tapas bar, because it was just basically the usual mixture of bread, potato chips, and a big hunk of slow cooked meat. So yeah, maybe go there. Yeah, this place on the corner seems to be the place to go. And everyone seems to, unless there's one big group there that's filling it up, I don't know. Oh, well, here's a bit of night cam for you. I did see a down and out guy slumped on some sort of improvised bedding with a plate out with coins in it, just near the expensive supermarket. And in Sedgway Central. Rinsing out to people. The one automatically as I go up here. If they don't, you won't see much. Yeah, there you go. You've got to flick them on yourself. It's pretty well maintained. Pretty good condition. Beautiful tiles, marble, and very attractive. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.